welcome to The 80sist, the podcast that uses your votes to determine the most totally 80s song ever to blare from the factory speakers of a passing Chevy Chevette on Route 224. In Cleveland, I'm Keith Marsteller. Joining me from Seattle, it's the creator of The 80sist, my longtime friend. He's a trained thespian, and he's my co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Walk. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Keith. Listen, that guy, Kazansky, he's outside and he seems pissed. Can you talk to him?
Sure. Yeah. Send him in.
Marsteller.
What do you want, Iceman?
I don't like the way you're running this podcast.
Yeah? What do you want me to do? Put on some chaps and do rope tricks for you?
You two really are cowboys.
What's your problem, Kazansky?
You're everyone's problem. That's because every time you go on the air, you're unsafe. I don't like you because you're dangerous.
That's right, Ice Man. I am dangerous.
Well, maybe you could try being less dangerous.
What if I try the same amount of dangerous but peppier?
It would still be unsafe.
What if I mixed my dangerousness with a dash of responsible?
I could accept that.
Well, good, Ice. Man.
That should not have cracked me up that much. It's not that great a joke.
The stage direction is a super long pause.
Long pause. Yeah, that's right.
So I thought 10 seconds is really long.
Yeah. No, it works. That works. Which is, that moment in Top Gun.
Yes, I totally.
He does that. We don't know why he takes that pause.
Yeah. I think he might have forgotten his line. Yes, Ice Man. Yeah, like, can you imagine if that happened in a different movie? Like, okay, Bat Man, right? Yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or, I'm Bat Man. Yeah, line. Oh, Christ. That was
shit.
That was fun. Reading these blind is definitely the way to go. Oh my God. Well, everybody, Merry Christmas to those who are listening.
Merry Christmas.
The release
for
date.
Those who celebrate.
That's right. If you're celebrating Christmas, you should be getting this episode on December 25th.
And if you're celebrating Hanukkah, you got to wait till tomorrow.
So, yeah. But welcome back. And whatever holidays you're celebrating, we're down with it. We hope you have great ones. And, Joe, today is our 40th show of Side B. That's 40. Kevin, did you see this in the news this week? That's 40 shows for Side B. So,
all right.
I don't know why
I did not know you had a Leno in your pocket.
I mean, is that a Leno? I don't know. It's a guy.
Yeah.
It's a high-voiced lisping thing.
It's kind of like when I was hired to work children's parties as Purple Dinosaur.
Not Barney.
Yeah, not Barney.
Couldn't use the brand name Barney. Just like
you were high voice.
I'm a high voiced lisping TV show host.
That's it.
And you see this one in the news this week, Kevin. The 80s released their 40th show. That's 40, Kevin. Did you see that one in the news? Anyway, Jesus Christ, what has gone wrong here? We are here.
It's Christmas. We're just way off track.
We are very punchy today. It is the holiday. We're going to eat a lot of Joe's pie today.
Actually, dude, it's cookies and cake.
What?
Yeah, no. I will do a pie for New Year's, but I'm making a bûche de Noël. I've got like a dozen kinds of cookies. That's what I am all about right now.
Wow, I don't know what that French thing you just said was?
It's a Yule log. It's a cake in the shape of a Yule log. Is
it like a glorified ho-ho?
Yes, it is.
Oh, awesome. Okay, I could be down with that.
Yeah. And it's got chocolate ganache on top. It's got little meringue mushrooms, and it's very good.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Well, the reason we're actually here, though, in your ears, is to discuss the final two matchups in the second round of the movies region, Joe. That's why we're really here. So let's get right to that first matchup with Fight.
2 songs enter. 1 song leaves.
It's the tale of the tape. He's out.
So number 3, Take My Breath Away by Berlin, is from the soundtrack to Top Gun. And the song was released in June 1986. It reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. To arrive in the second round, it beat its movie mate, number 14 seed Danger Zone, by one Kenneth Loggins.
Aha!
Yeah, Take My Breath Away procured 73% of the vote to take the victory.
The people have spoken. Berlin advances. Loggins once again goes home. He loses another movie region, Joe, on the first round.
They should call him Kenny Losins.
That's right. They really should. All right, well, let's see. Who is here that thinks they can take on Berlin? Well, as it turns out, Joe, it's number 6 seed, Who's Johnny by El Debarge. It appeared in the film Short Circuit, also released in 1986, believe it or not. So it reached number 3.
I do believe it.
Yeah, it reached number 3 on the Hot 100, slightly smaller hit. To arrive here, it beat... what is the sequel to this?
Jewel of the Nile.
Jewel of the Nile's 11 seed, When the Going Gets Tough by Billy Ocean.
Oh, Billy.
Who's Johnny received 57% of the vote to survive and advance. So a much closer vote there. But once
Props
again,
to Billy Ocean.
Billy Ocean, America's favorite grandpa now, gets bounced again in the first round. And another, 80s soundtrack favorite, gone. And there you go. So we have to just continue on without Billy and Kenny.
That's right.
So we're going to now...
We celebrate his memory.
That's right. We are going to now play these 2 songs, which we have never played. These 2 back to back. And so, Joe, listen up close, because in pre-show talks, neither of us knew what we were doing yet. So
that's right.
So here we go. Here's Berlin.
Minds are tabula rasa.
That's right.
Turning every
So that's your piece of Berlin, Take My Breath Away. And now here's El Debarge.
Asking the musical question, who's Johnny?
Who? Hey-o!
Hey-oh.
Hey-o!
She goes and knows I'm dying when she says, "Who is Johnny?" Games with names that girl is playing. All she says is, "Who is Johnny?" I try to understand because I'm people too, and playing games is part of human nature. My heart's an overdrive. It's great to be alive. Who's Johnny? She said, and smiled in her special way. Johnny, she said, you know I love you. Who's Johnny? She said, and tried to look the other way. I gave her away. Alright. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright. She makes sure I see her teasing, hear her say, "Who is Johnny?" There's no way to take this easy, hear her say, "Who is Johnny?" I really couldn't help but fall in love with her. Her being there has made my life worth living. I knew it from the start that I would lose my heart. Who's Johnny? She said, and smiled in her special way. Johnny, she said, you know I love you. Who's Johnny? She said, and tried to look the other way. She's still pretending. Who's Johnny? Who's Johnny?
All right, who is Johnny? I do not know
I don't
the answer.
know.
Well, those are the two songs. You got to hear them. Let's quickly review where they came from, Joe. I think my dead grandmother would have picked more 80s songs than you, Joe.
I gotta be honest, Keith, I'd rather listen to a wet fart. So number 3, Take My Breath Away, comes in with 80 points. I ranked it 15th, and Keith, you did not rank it, so 65 from you. I am responsible.
Ah, yes. Well, who's Johnny? Came in and scored 33 from you, Joe, and 39 from me. So kind of equal responsibility on that one.
Yeah,
And
more
so,
or less.
you know, more or less, relatively equal. And but I will take a moment to say that you were giving yourself some flack for some of the songs that you did not have on your list in the Foreigners region. I'm going to take some heat. I should have had Take My Breath Away on my list for this region. So
I mean, you really should.
It was a big miss for me. So, but anyway, the question at hand is, do we like these songs?
Has to be, 'cause that's the way I like it.
Keith, I love this song.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
That's the way it has to be. 'Cause that's the way I like
Do you know what song? Do you know what song that was in reference to? By the way,
I have no idea.
that was your reaction to the final countdown.
Oh, yeah, no, that tracks. That tracks.
Yeah. All right. So, do you like Take My Breath Away? Let's start with that one.
I do. I like that song. I don't wanna, but I like that song. How about you?
God damn it. Here I am listening to it, and I'm like swaying along and kind of singing along, and I'm like, maybe I do like this song. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't say love, but yeah, I think I like it enough. Meanwhile,
What about Who's Johnny?
ooh, yeah. I think it's real close to a no on terms of liking it, but I was bopping along with it a little bit. What about you?
No. I like Here's Johnny. Who's Johnny? Not so much.
Yeah, fair. So, all right, well, let's get down to it. And courtroom style, we're going to argue this shit out like people's court. All right.
Can you answer the question? That is a lucid, intelligent, well thought out objection. Overruled.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
holding you in contempt of court.
I love when those bongos start. And
it's
then
intense.
like, man, that's an interesting piece of music for the people's court, huh?
Yeah, no, definitely some coked up musicians there. Hey,
All right.
we have a court show. What do you got for us? Bongos.
Yes. That song, by the way, has a title. I think it's called The Big One.
Wow.
So, anyway, all right, we got
All right.
2 songs.
Yes,
It's
we
time
do.
to duke it out. Why you might vote for one and not vote for another.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start with Take My Breath Away.
All right.
Here's the thing: is coming into this, I did not have one of these chosen, and then right as soon as the opening of Take My Breath Away came on, I was like, oh yeah, no, it's definitely this one, because I mean it's iconic.
Yeah.
We've said this before. That opening, those first few notes, you know exactly what it is. You know exactly
Where
you
it's
remember
from.
sitting in the movie theater watching this stupid jingoistic piece of shit movie.
That is yet somehow entertaining to me anyway. Despite
Oh yeah,
that.
no, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, but I mean, come on.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not disputing your characterization. I'm saying despite that,
Right.
I'm still like, oh, I still like the movie for some reason.
I have seen it. I have seen it more than one time. So,
Same,
yeah.
yeah. Now, you don't think that the movie Short Circuit had the same cultural significance as Top Gun?
I think it would be impossible for almost any movie to have the same cultural significance as Top Gun.
That's fair.
Top Gun was like stayed in theaters for like months. Short Circuit, boop boop, in and out.
Yeah.
But listen, that's not like this song. Who's Johnny is very 80s.
It has a lot of 80s production hallmarks in it. That's what I would argue
Yes.
for. If you're going to vote for this, the idea of Top Gun, it occurs in the 80s. I'll give you that. But like, Who's Johnny and the movie Short Circuit, again, it falls very much into an 80s kind of color by numbers film idea.
Yeah.
Right? Like, get high on coke. Right? Like, Short Circuit is a high on coke movie. Top Gun,
Oh, yeah.
not necessarily high on coke.
No, definitely
The
not.
entire idea of like this, we're gonna have this robot. It's gonna come to life. It's gonna be charming.
Right.
Gonna play.
But wait. Also, throw Gutenberg in there.
Oh yeah, why not? And you
Right.
know who's hot right now? Ali Sheedy, really hot right
Yeah.
now. So let's throw her.
Gutenberg, Sheeny.
So those are some
Sheedy,
very
Gutenberg.
80s actors. Of course, Tom Cruise, very huge in the 80s as well. So
Yeah.
an argument can be made that the sound production on Who's Johnny is a little so cheesy and so overly kind of done. Do you think of Who's Johnny as a novelty song, by the way? That thought flashed through my head as we listened to it.
I mean, not really for my taste. It's it's not what I would call maybe a serious song.
Yeah, it
But I
definitely
wouldn't-
these two definitely have much different moods, right?
Oh yes.
And that I think that works in Take My Breath Away's favor though, because it's that moodiness is a hallmark of us being teenagers.
Wouldn't you love to see like a slow love scene between Kelly McGillis and Tom Cruise, but Who's Johnny's playing?
Oh shit. Right, there's fans blowing and all the
That's right.
the sheer curtains are blowing as they take each other's breath away.
Yeah.
And then Who's Johnny fires up. Oh man. Yeah, that's That's not great. So, the more we've talked about this, I think I know which way I'm going. What about you?
All right. I'm definitely set.
All right, well, then I'm going to play some People's Court music again, and here we go. Take My Breath Away is a 3, so I'll go first. Oh, man, this is so tense. But yes, I am going to rule in favor of Berlin on this one, Joe. It's, for some reason, looking at it on paper, I thought, who am I going to vote for? Then we played the songs, and I was like, oh, right. I'm going to vote for Berlin. And I think you were kind of alluding to the same thing, but I'll let you speak for yourself.
I definitely gave it away in arguments, but once the opening notes played, I was like, nope, that's it.
This is it.
I'm voting for Berlin. Take My Breath Away gets my vote. Case closed.
Predictions on how this will go?
I don't know that it'll necessarily be 100-1, but this is. So, to me, this is not as one-sided as the last show.
Yeah.
I think both matchups in the last show, you had one song that was really not very 80s sounding. Yeah. Whereas both of these songs are 80s sounding. But
in different
for me,
ways,
I think,
but yeah.
Yeah. I think probably most people will have the same feeling as us about the cultural relevance.
And I mean, it's not like Take My Breath Away is synthless. I mean, it's very well programmed synth. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah. Anyway, there you go.
Right.
That's first matchup, and now we'll run to the second matchup. And look, I'll shorten this by just doing this. Bye. All right, it's the tail of the tape. So no one has to listen to that twice within the same half hour.
There we go.
So
number 7, I still believe, is from the Lost Boys soundtrack, and it's by one Tim Capello. Oh, oiled Tim. I Still Believe was not released as a single. It never charted on the Billboard Hot 100. To advance to the second round, it beat its movie mate, number 10 seed Cry Little Sister by Gerald McMahon. McMahon of the Clan McMahon. In winning, Capello got 79% of the vote.
Wow, what an ass kicking by Tim Capello. Must have been all the muscles and oil. Well, 15 seed, The Glory of Love by Peter Cetera, a.k.a. Pet Cetera, appears on the soundtrack for the 1986 film The Karate Kid Part 2, and that's from June 4th, 1986. Now, this song reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. And to survive to the second round, Pete Cetera had to heavily upset Say Anything's beloved 2 seed, In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel, which really hurts. In a tale of two Peters, Cetera won a close vote, garnering 57%. So,
Boo.
I am sad to report the demise of In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel, one of the best songs in the entire field. But
it truly is.
Perhaps too timelessly good to be the 80s-est. So,
mayhaps.
At least according to our voters. So,
yeah.
Well, this is what you get. You get a 7 and a 15. And you got I Still Believe by Tim Capello. Oh, hell yes. Go high, Tim. Go high.
But I still believe
All right, big dose of Capello for you there. And if you're still alive after that, then I've got something else for you. Pet Cetera.
Tonight it's very clear as we're both lying here. There's so many things I wanna say. I will always love you. I would never leave you alone. Sometimes I just forget, say things I might regret. It breaks my heart to see you crying. I don't wanna lose you. I could never make it alone. I am a man who will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero you're dreaming of. We'll live forever, knowing together that we did it all for the glory of love. You keep me standing tall. You help me through it all. I'm always strong when you're beside me. I have always needed you. I could never make it alone. I am a man who will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero you've been dreaming of. We'll live forever, knowing together that we did it all for the glory of love.
Okay, so those are those songs. And
Those are definitely songs.
those are both a couple of songs. So why are they here? Well, let's quickly review. Joe, you obviously subscribe to Red Book, not Billboard.
Keith, are you happy? My ears are bleeding now. Thanks. All right, so number 7 seed, I Still Believe, comes in with 100 points because I gave it 50 and you gave it 50. Equal responsibility.
Wow. Now, this one, 15 seed, The Glory of Love, actually came in with fewer points, but that's because I think we brokered some deals for matchups because of the movies region. But this came in with 88 points. And yeah, I Still Believe had to be matched up with its movie mate. That's why it's...
Yeah.
Anyway, The Glory of Love came in with 88 points. Joe, 23 of them are yours. And I ranked mine, but I actually ranked it 65th. Like, literally, it was my 65th song. But it still gets 65 for being unranked. But just kind of a fun coincidence there. This one is 100% your responsibility. So
That's right.
do you like it? Let's find out. That's the way it has to be.
That's the way I like it.
I gotta be honest. This song fucking blows. Oh, I might be saying that soon. All right, so Joe, let's start with I Still Believe. Do you like this song?
No. No, I don't.
So, do you hate the song? Is it a turn off? Is it a skip?
I mean, you know, it's... we'll talk about it when we get into it.
Okay.
I don't care for it. How about you?
I did not like the song. I put it on an ironic playlist, like a workout playlist, you know, like one of these training montage type playlists that I have. And
Right.
then because of that, I now kind of ironically like it, but I don't love it.
Okay.
I do not
right.
love it, but anyway.
What about The Glory of Love? How do you feel about that one?
Wow, that is one cheesy ass song, isn't it? Jesus Christ. But then here I was sitting there singing along with it though. So
That's right.
I'm going to say real mild like. Very mild. And on the wrong day, dislike. What about you?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah.
So we've got 2 songs that you do not like and 2
Right.
songs that I barely can stand also, but that I haven't said that I hate technically.
Right. Okay.
So that's where we're at. And we'll play just a little bit of People's Court music as we start here. All right. And so, Joe, let's make some arguments for these things.
Let's do it.
Freestyle it. But you are, well, you know, I can help make an argument for either one. So we've got essentially a Lost Boys song against a Karate Kid song.
That's right. Karate Kid 2.
2. Yes, not the original, but still.
No.
Where do you want to start, man? What's the first thought that popped into your head here?
First thought popped into my head is I still believe. You know, it's a messy, junky song. I don't love what he does to the sax there. It's just weird goat bleeding kind of sounds.
Yeah.
I don't love it. But the thing is, like the whole reason for me that this song is in here is because of the image of Tim Capello
Shirtless.
on stage, shirtless, oiled up, thrusting his groin,
Extremely
as Jason
muscular.
Patrick looks on in the audience.
Yeah. Yes. And it's really him saxing it up and really him.
Right.
And he sings. I mean, he sings the shit out of it. Like he does
Oh, yeah.
still believe it. He makes me believe that he
believes
believes
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he does believe it. And the Lost Boys, big cultural touchstone of the 80s.
Huge movies.
And
Sorry.
yeah, now there is the downside to this song is, of course, never charted, never even
Right.
released as a single.
Right.
But
You had to buy the soundtrack really to hear
if
this.
you didn't have the soundtrack, but I did have the soundtrack to this.
Right.
Did you also have this soundtrack? Was this on your...
I did not have the soundtrack. I mean, I watched the movie a couple times in the 80s.
Did Meg maybe have the soundtrack? Is that...
No.
No. Okay.
Not at all. My sole exposure to this song is the short part of it that is played
In the film.
in the movie.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, meanwhile, The Glory of Love, if I were going to make an argument for that, I would say, well, it's a fucking massive #1 hit.
Yeah.
That's part of it. It's in one of the more 80s movie franchises that in existence, the Karate Kid franchise, screams 80s, right? I mean,
Yeah.
everything about it. And it's by a guy who once led a band that was the absolute dominant force of power balladry throughout our entire high school experience, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
All
yeah,
that
I mean,
Chicago
this thing
stuff.
is this Peter Cetera song. I mean, the whole like pretty much every year in the 80s, you had some fucking Peter Cetera song on the charts and being shoved into your ear holes.
Yeah,
whether
it
you
was,
would or no.
but whether it was Chicago that he was with, or on his own, or with Amy Grant, I believe he had a song with, right? Next Time I Fall, if you remember that one.
I do remember that.
Yeah, so and there's another one too, another duet of his. Anyway, so he was ubiquitous in the 80s.
He was ubiquitous.
And
And
this,
so like his sound to me is like, 80s. Yeah.
yeah, so his sound is 80s, maybe more experientially for us,
Right.
whereas that I still believe sound, but that sax and then that bell kind of synth in between every verse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ding 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 ding. You know, very 80s production and the touchstones of 80s sound production all through that song. And then you've got Peter Cetera. I don't know if that's real piano with a little bit of synth like under it. But
That's definitely not 100% real.
It's not 100% real. I'll agree with that. But so those are the kind of the two ways you can go if you're trying to decide. You can justify it with the movie that you think is more 80s. You can justify it with the sound production that you think is more 80s, or the artist that you more identify with the 80s. And so, do you know which way you're going to go on this one?
I don't, but fortunately, I don't have to go first.
You don't. I have to go first because 7, I still believe, is a favorite, and that's odd. And so I will begin deliberations. And my verdict comes down for the extreme underdog, Peter Cetera, and Glory of Love, for the extreme effect that Chicago and Peter Cetera had on me personally in my 80s, even though I still believe his 80s is fuck, dude. So, like, if you vote for that, respect. But which way do you think you're going, my friend?
Well, I actually am going to follow you right there. I'm voting for Peter Cetera and the Glory of Love. Here's the thing. For me, the visual of Tim Capello, I would vote for. But the sound of Peter Cetera just screams 80s to me because, again, he was fucking everywhere.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's a real problematic Peter Cetera video that we'll have to talk about if he advances again.
All right. Well, if he advances, it'll be because people vote for him.
That's true.
And if you want to vote for Peter Cetera or Tim Capello or whoever, go to our Substack, which is the80sest.substack.com. We're also on Facebook. Search for the 80sest podcast because we're there.
We're there, yeah. We're also out there on all of the podcast providers and aggregators, but especially Apple Casts and Google Casts, and we're big. That's right. Huge, some would say, on Spotify, where we have our region playlists all tucked away nicely in their Christmas beds. Just search for the 80s-est. And, would it kill you to like the podcast or, subscribe? Or share it with somebody?
Hopefully it won't. It would be awful if that killed you.
How many friends do you have, listener, that you went to high school with that would absolutely fucking love this podcast? Click share.
Yeah.
It's a great podcast.
Shout it from the rooftops.
That's right. Well, I guess that's all we're going to have for today's show, Joseph. And I wish you a warm and merry Christmas if you're celebrating, which it sounds like you are.
I very much am, and likewise to you.
Thanks. Yep, we're doing a what do you call that? A secular celebration,
Yeah.
But yeah, we're
less
calling
Jesus,
it Christmas.
more Santa.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. Clarence.
I don't even know what that Jesus guy's doing here.
But he's welcome. He's just, that's not my jam. So if it is your jam, then we wish you the absolute best of the day. The day has dawned.
Jam on Jesus all you want.
So until our next show, by the way, we would love you to join us on our next show because we're starting this week on the 80sist. We're going to start our hair metal mini game, Joe.
What?
That's right. We talked about this a little bit before. On Fridays, to keep symmetry of like one half of a bracket, the second half of a bracket, Friday we do the metal game.
And we like symmetry.
People get a chance to vote. It stretches out things so that people can vote. And so their votes are not lost. So on Fridays...
Plus we had all these metal songs we didn't know what to do with. So there you go.
We got this hair metal. We're going to play it. There's only going to be 16 of them, and we're going to plow through that on Fridays. And if things go our way, both of this game, the metal game and the side B will end, perfectly dovetail into an ending at the end of this thing. We'll see.
Yay. Everyone loves dovetails.
So, yeah, we'll see you on the 80s-ist next time for the hair metal mini game. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Until then, though, on behalf of Joe Walk, this has been Keith Marsteller saying, hey, Joe, it's Christmas.
It
so
is.
I just wanted to say sincerely, thank you for being a friend.
Keith, we have traveled down the road and back again, haven't we?
We sure have, buddy. And Joe, your heart is true. You know, you're a pal and a confidant to me.
Well, Keith, I try to be. You know, Keith, if you threw a party and invited everyone you knew...
I literally just did that for my birthday this year. It was fucking great, man. It was awesome.
Oh, that's... You did.
Yeah,
That's nice because I wasn't invited, and I fall pretty squarely within the everyone you knew category.
Joe. Hey, the post office is so fucked these days. Am I right? That's probably what happened.
Before when that party was a hypothetical and not a real party that I was definitely purposefully excluded from, I was going to say the biggest gift would be from me.
And the card attached would say, "Thank you for being a friend."
No! Now the card would say, "Go fuck yourself, you inconsiderate douche."
Not bad, but it doesn't rhyme.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, "Thank you for being a friend."
Well, there you go, Joe. Golden Girls?
Yay.
Were you a Golden Girls guy?
I watched some Golden Girls.
That theme song fits kind of into that nice,
Yes.
listenable amount, right? 40.
It does not overstay its welcome.
40 seconds on that one, so it's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
half of a lot of the ones that
Yeah.
we've been listening to. If you were a Golden Girl, which one would you be?
Definitely B. Arthur.
You're a B. Arthur.
Dorothy, right? Dorothy.
You're a
I would be
Dorothy.
Dorothy.
I'm probably.
How about you?
I'm probably a Betty White.
All right. No, I can see that.
Character, maybe. You know,
Rose.
Rose. Thank you. Yeah, Rose
Rose.
Nyland, maybe. I
Could not say.
My mom
but
was
yeah.
a Golden Girls watcher, so I've seen my share of episodes, but not in a very long time. But
Yeah.
at least we both knew this show, unlike Alf on the last show, right?
Yeah, no.
So,
Not
all
at
right.
all.
Well, thanks for playing along with that, and of course,
Yeah.
I would invite you to my birthday party if I had one. That was
Well,
all a
thanks for that,
ruse.
man.
That didn't happen.
All right.
Hey,
And
Merry
once again,
Christmas to you, pal.
Merry Christmas, man. Take care.
And to everyone listening, we hope you have a great day.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Catch you guys later.